YouTube! Welcome to the Fantasy Football Perspective. This is our weekly show, me and Jim Strucker's weekly show, the football betting perspective. We're going into Week 8 NFL and Week 9 NCAA. And Jim, you did it again, man. 6-0, 30-17 on the year. I know I just told you this, but I put out some bragging tweets on you because, I mean, that's incredible, dude. You're doing a hell of a job. It's
Especially,
crazy.
I mean, against the spread, man. That's it's something. But it's passion. I love it. You got to look in depth in all this. Everything going on and try to stay up to date. And you still miss things. Quarterback going out or somebody getting hurt. That's the rough part of it. But man, I'm excited. This week I'm excited. We'll see how it goes this week.
And not to mention, we didn't really start buying points and tracking that too with our picks until about 3 weeks ago. So we were just doing straight up against the spread and not truly how we were betting these games. So who knows what your record would be if we actually included that.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. I need to go back and look at the previous picks and see, the points, because that's just a natural thing for me. I do it automatically as I buy points, so I'd like to look back and just check those games. So I might have to do that after we get off here.
You just been on a tear, man, and it's crazy, dude. And I was in Indianapolis this weekend. I finally got a chance to play some bets, and damn, man, I was so close, and I got introduced to teasers. I didn't know what a teaser was.
Yeah, teasers are pretty cool.
So for the audience out there, you want to give me a quick breakdown of a teaser?
Yeah, a teaser is where you pick multiple games, and you can do like a 6-point teaser. So you get 6 points, whether it's a plus or minus, depending on the team you pick. But you have to pick multiple teams, so it's like a parlay. It's a pretty good deal, but you have to get all your teams right, So,
yeah.
You can win a lot of money if everything is. If we would have did a parlay on that 6-0, that and I don't know why that I didn't do a parlay on that last week. Dang on it!
I know, man.
I did it on a couple games, but my normal thing is when I do a parlay, I'll do it on two games.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the teaser just pretty much means you're buying points for all your games, the same amount of points. So I think you can go from 3 to 6, but you also can do the opposite. You can do an opposite teaser where you're, instead of spread, if the spread's -3 and you think they're going to win by more than that, you can bump it up all the way to -6, and that it gets paid out crazy amounts. I was looking at that, I was like, my gosh, a 3-team teaser with like the Buckeyes last week and a couple, if you bump that up, you could have won some money.
Yeah, no, it's a good way to bet. It's like, but definitely a good bet to and you don't have to put a whole lot of money on it.
Crazy stuff. But as always, let's recap our previous week. And I went 3-3. You went 6-0. Both of our locks hit. Obviously, yours did because you went undefeated. I'm 19-28 on the year, and Jim is 30-17. Let's go ahead and bump this over to the Spread Master and Spread Buster. Spread Master's hot streak finally ended. He had the Chiefs -4.5 that just got destroyed on live television.
Annihilated. I don't even think they showed up in that football game.
Nope.
I felt bad for him.
I did too. And he's 4-4 on the year. I don't know if he's a he or a she, but we'll just call him a he. And Spread Buster is +28 home against Cincy. And back in the win column for the Spread Buster. Navy kept that game close, just like you said, you predicted.
Yeah.
And the Spread Buster is 3-3 on the year. So let's go ahead and recap the individual games. Just talking right before this show, I don't know why I did the overs and the unders that previous week. I just wanted to change it up and stick with what's working, ladies and gentlemen, because I thought this Ole Miss LSU game was going to be a score fest. I know. Oh, man, I can't find what the actual stuff was. Give me 1 second. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
They had an over and under of 77, and they only scored. They didn't even get to 50.
No.
Yeah. So I knew I was in trouble. I glanced at this game at the end of the first quarter. It was 7-0, and I was like, well, that's a loss. They just never really scored. Better defense than I thought there was going to be, and Old Lane Kiffin didn't put it on him like I thought he was going to either. 2 scoreless quarters.
Yeah. Defense has kind of played pretty well in that game.
Yep. Moving on to your first pick of the week, you had Pitt minus 3.5 at home versus Clemson. Came out in dominant fashion and pretty much dominated this game. After that first quarter, they were down 7-0, but after that, they didn't look back and they looked good. What'd you think about this game?
Yeah, no. Again, Pitt's got a great defense. I think I think somewhere. I think they're only let I think it's under 20, maybe somewhere in that neighborhood of total points scored, something like that. I think maybe it's more than that. I don't know. I want to say it's somewhere in that neighborhood, but their defense is really, really good. The quarterback there, Kenny Pickett, man, he is a hell of a quarterback. He's getting the job done. He's got a lot of yards, a lot of TDs for the year. Man, he's going to be a top quarterback. I'd like to see him end up at Pittsburgh Steelers, next year somehow. But great quarterback there, great play defensively. I just had a great feeling about that game, and they're a good football team.
And Clemson's kind of weird this year. They don't have that dominant running back they usually have, and it shows, man. They can't use the run to open up the pass. No one respects it, and then these teams are figuring them out week by week. My second over of the week, I know I saw it in your eyes when you thought I was going to take Texas Tech to win this game outright, and I went with the over, and I thought that was going to hit, and it didn't hit either, man. I think it ended up being 60.5 is the line I got, and they hit right at 50 or 49, again under 50 spread, and the offenses never really get going. There was a point in the end of the game where Texas Tech was driving. I thought they might be able to punch it in to make it interesting. The drive stalled. They turned it over, and Kansas State got the ball, and then Texas Tech never touched it again.
Yeah, no, Kansas State University quarterback, I think it's Thompson. Good quarterback. He got hurt about the second or third game of the year, and then he's just now kind of getting back in the swing of things. So he's a good quarterback. Look forward to good things the rest of the year. But I was kind of surprised on they didn't get score any more points than that, both those teams.
Yep, 34 points at halftime. I was feeling good about that. Moving on to your second good pick of the week. This was Jim's lock of the week. He had – oh, no, I brought up a wrong game. Give me 1 second. Like, what in the world just happened? We had Western Kentucky minus 15, bought a 1.5. This was Jim's lock of the week at FIU, and Western Kentucky ended up winning by, I think, right on that, didn't they?
They ended up by winning 15 points. They gave up a sympathy touchdown there at the end, which they should have covered, the 15 all the way. But again, that's why you buy points, so Kentucky minus 15, you buy a point, get minus 14, you come away with a win, and they control the whole entire game. Now I want to tell you about this quarterback for Western Kentucky. He's the real deal. I think he's first in TDs, or tied for first in TDs in NCAA, and he's second overall in yards thrown. This guy is the real deal. He is a gunslinger, man, and he gets the job done. And that's what I was banking on in this game, and sure, he came through, man, because they started out really sluggish, and then they never looked back after that, except for that last touchdown. That was like I called it a sympathy touchdown because they were getting beat pretty bad.
Yep, threw the ball 50 times for almost 400 yards and 3 touchdowns. Yeah,
he's extremely accurate. He's a good quarterback. He's not very tall. I think he's only like 6'1", 6'2". But he's a very accurate passer.
Yep, very crazy stats, man, even compared to previous years. Last year,
insane.
I don't know. He might have been injured a little bit last year, but he's already thrown for 3,000 yards this year.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. It's insane. It really is, and he's phenomenal. He really is. He controls. He's got good receivers. Just a really, really good quarterback. I'd like to watch him play sometime.
Yeah, that's insane. Good call right there on your lock of the week. Moving over to my lock of the week, I thought I hexed the Buckeyes, but they came out in dominant fashion. I got a little nervous when I saw it was 7-7, but man, our offense is explosive. Stroud is not missing a throw, man. It's crazy, man, how accurate that guy is. We have receivers everywhere, throw for almost 350, 400 yards a game. And, yeah, we continue. We keep putting up these 500-yard gains on offense. It's going to be hard to beat if you're giving up 500 yards.
Well, and ever since the Oregon game, obviously they went behind closed doors and worked out something. The
defense looking really good. That's the most impressive part. And they
absolutely.
I mean, they held. I mean, they had only they didn't even have 130 total yards, man. 80 and 48.
It's insane.
That's kind of crazy. I didn't know it was that bad, but that's crazy.
They're on the outside looking in, and I think if they keep going this way, they're going to make it.
There's no way.
How can they not?
I know. You had another great pick here, Texas A&M minus 19.5. Just put an ash kicking on South Carolina. Totally different class. You said they needed style points, and they got their style points. They keep winning dominantly, and they're putting their name in that hat, and that's what they have to do.
Got to. I mean, especially with their signature win over Alabama. Yep. And, I knew there was going to be trouble there in South Carolina with the assistant, being starting quarterback and everything. And I just knew that, they wasn't going to get that done.
Yep, they looked good. Moving on to our NFL games. We both picked the Patriots -7. Great picks. Looked great. Yeah. Zach Wilson went out and, same stuff that happened last time. 2 interceptions. Yeah. They intercept these younger QBs, make them look like trash, and then just capitalize. Jets are not a good football team, and the Patriots exposed that.
I hope they don't ruin Wilson, because Wilson's a good quarterback. He really is.
He has a cannon.
Yeah, no, he's got a great arm, and I just, I hope they don't ruin him. I mean, he's still, how many yards of passing did he have? He
got hurt, but he still only had 51. But the backup came in and threw in 200.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, no, I hope they don't hurt him, because he's a good quarterback, and man, it's tough for playing like that, not getting protected and getting smashed all the time.
It's hard to watch, man. It's like watching Justin Fields. Painful. Justin Fields is hard to watch too. Dude has no time.
No.
We both picked the Colts +4. We don't really go, the opposite, picking the underdog to cover the spread very often when I was reviewing our picks. And we both had this, and they won the damn game outright, man. They looked good.
Yeah.
They established the run. They're finally giving Jonathan Taylor the carries he deserves. And I got a little nervous when T.Y. Hilton wasn't in the game plan.
Yeah.
But, man, they looked good.
No, and I think, from the very, very beginning of the year, their defense is there. It's just their offense wasn't clicking. They wasn't in sync, and I think they slowly just getting better and better. And Wentz is getting better and more comfortable. And they're definitely a good football team in the NFL.
Yep, looking good. So we both had that. And then let's go to your next pick after this. You went with the Raiders again, -3 at home and the Las Vegas Stadium, and they didn't disappoint, man.
They did not.
I mean, Philadelphia put up 15 points in the fourth quarter, kind of your sympathy points. If they don't get that, this is a total annihilation.
Oh, it's a bad beat down. I mean, they had them beat down pretty bad, and the Raiders, they've got it all. They got it all. The defense is pretty good, and the offense is pretty good. They're kicking ass.
They are, man. They have multi-dimensional weapons on there. And last but not least, I think it's time to kind of swallow my pride with the Cincinnati Bengals, because I think they might be a damn good football team, man. Their defense is ranked top 10. Their offense is ranked top 10. I think they're like one of the only teams in the NFL that can say that. And this Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, man, it's crazy. I mean, this was matched up with Marlon Humphrey, who is unquestionably a top 10 corner in the NFL, and I mean, dude just destroyed him. Did you get a chance to watch this game? I mean, this was.
Yeah, I got to watch some of it, and like you were talking about Chase, he's just has an uncanny ability to create separation. I mean, he just does. I mean, he makes good sharp cuts. He's quick. He's fast, and his hands are unbelievable. He's not playing like a rookie, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, they didn't even really keep Lamar Jackson in check. They played. He had 88 yards rushing and 250 yards passing. They just play this bend, don't break defense, and they prevent touchdowns at such a high rate, make you kick field goals. And then by the time they're scoring at such a high rate, the score's 24-10, and you're like, uh-oh, we're in trouble now. We're playing from behind. So shout out to the Bengals. I know a lot of Bengals fans watch this show. They have a very good football team, and very surprising. Their offensive line seems to be holding up decently. I know Burrow does take some hits still, but their defense, man, I thought their defense was going to be trash, and it seems to be a very, very good defense.
Yep, they showed up, man.
They sure did.
And I mean, they beat them at home. I mean, it's a beat down at home.
I mean, it's I don't want to play the Bengals right now.
Well, the other thing is maybe Baltimore, what wasn't too worried about the Bengals. I don't know. I mean, especially it's a home game. Maybe they're looking onto the next week. I don't know. It's just wasn't expecting it. That's for sure.
The Ravens, the NFL media is some of the most reactionary people in all of sports. I mean, I think it's has something to do with the games being a week apart. They don't have anything to talk about for a whole week. But let's take the Ravens, for instance. They beat the Lions from a world record field goal attempt. And, you have all the analysis on Monday or Tuesday saying, are the Ravens done? They can't compete. They come out and blow out the Chargers, and everyone's anointing them the best in football. And then they come out and get killed by the Bengals, and it's back to what's wrong with the Ravens. It's just like these notes and just news stories don't line up, and you have to take everything with a grain of salt, because one time you're getting anointed the best in football, and the next week you are not even a top 10 team based on one performance. So take it with a grain of salt. I think everything will even itself out at the end for Ravens fans out there. Just a bad game. But let's go over the Spread Master and Spread Busters picks. The Spread Master had the Chiefs minus 4.5. What are you thinking, Spread Master? Titans come in. Nashville, place is popping and just annihilating. Oh. And Derrick Henry didn't even really have that great of a game. And, man.
Yeah.
Then let's go over to the Spread Buster. Seems like he got back on the wagon and picked Navy to cover plus 28 against UC. And I was looking at where that money was going in that game, and I saw it was like 72% going to UC or something like that. And Navy stayed around that whole game.
Well, when you look at Navy, and how they run their offense, they control the clock. I mean, that's their game. I mean, they're a triple option. They don't throw a whole lot, and they got a lot of movement in the backfield and misdirection, and they just control the clock, and they controlled it. They had, I don't know what their time of possession was with Cincinnati, but that's what they did, and they kept them from kept the offense off the field.
So Navy had the ball 39 minutes and 27 seconds. UC had the ball 20 minutes.
There you go. That's what Navy does. And they, if that's in half, and it's, Navy only has the ball, 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes, Cincinnati destroys them.
Yep. And the life of a bettor, man. I see this game. I'm at this wedding. Navy has the lead 10-7. I'm like, damn, this is feeling good. I look at it again. It's 20-10 Cincy. I'm like, okay, this is getting a little nerve-wracking. Then I see it's 27-10 Cincy. I'm like, oh, God, here we go. Then Navy comes back and kicks a field goal, then scores another touchdown, feeling good. It's just the wave of emotions you go through betting on these games that make it so enjoyable, man. And just a crazy, crazy week. I loved every minute of it. I loved finally getting to do some teasers. That's going to be my new betting style. I think I really enjoyed that. and let's have another good week, man. You're on fire. So I'm going to give you the floor. Any last words from last week? And what's your first pick of this week's Sizzling 6 picks? This week, we're presented by Legacy Lineup again. Listen to their podcast, Jimmy and Ren.
Hey, and congratulations to Jimmy and his wife. They just had their son this last week. I think he came 3 weeks early, but congratulations to them, man.
Yes, congratulations, sure. Jimmy, and their podcast is on Spotify and Apple Music called The Legacy Lineup. Tune in; it's good stuff, hilarious, great listen. But Jim, how you feeling about this week, dude? Let's get into this.
I'll tell you what, with going 6-0, man, that's a tough fact to follow.
Yes, sir.
You got a lot of expectations, but I'm feeling pretty good about this week. I'm going to first game that we're going to go with. We're going to go to my good man Manny. He needs to be hoping that his resume is still in.
We're going to Miami.
ESPN. Miami at Pittsburgh.
Okay.
-9. Probably by a point, maybe a point and a half here on the game. But I still like it. I like it under 10.
Mm-hmm.
Pittsburgh's defense, again, I like I said, I clarify that they're holding teams to under 19. That's what they're averaging.
Mm-hmm.
And then Kenny Pickett is just the real deal. They're coming home. It's a home game. Miami's going to have to travel up there. Don't really know what the weather is going to be like, and it's going to be cold. I'm looking for a complete blowout here. I think that Pittsburgh's going to win by a couple touchdowns. They're just too powerful. The defense is good. The offense is good. The rushing attacks are very balanced. Look for Pitt to cover here, -9.
I like that pick so much. That's one of my first picks of the Sizzling 6 picks of the week. This game just shot out the board to me this week. Pitt just beat Clemson by 10 points, and now they're going against Miami, who's a much worse team, and they're going to score at will. I've watched Miami be bad many times this year.
Well, and I watched, and I got to say that I watched, the North Carolina State Miami game, and then, they interviewed, Manny after the game, and you'd think he won the national championship.
Oh, yeah.
And
NC State.
Yeah, I mean, and NC State, to be honest with you, should have won the game.
Oh, yeah.
They should have won.
They win by 1 point, and it's just, I'm right with you, man. Pittsburgh's defense is for real. Better quarterback, better coach. Let's get to it, man. That's enough said. That was a great pick, and I had that as my pick number 3, but I'm just going to throw it out there right now since you lined me up for that. All right.
Go ahead. Yep. Go ahead and fill them in, Betty.
Let's do it. Go ahead. Pick number 2.
All right, next one. Pick number 2. Going back here a little bit, but I'm trying to stick to home teams this week.
Okay.
And let's go to 4 p.m. Duke at Wake Forest.
Okay. So you're taking Wake Forest, huh?
I'm going to take Wake Forest. The line right now is at -17. Probably get a point, get down to -16. The quarterback there is really good quarterback there. He plays the ball really, really well. They're undefeated, so they're going to play even harder. It's a home game. I believe they're just coming off the road. So look for them to really take charge here and put Duke under. I think they're going to win by 3 touchdowns.
Nice. Very good pick. I'm going to go ahead and give you my lock of the week. And
okay.
We're getting to that point of the season where style matters, man. Style points matter, right? Style points matter.
Absolutely.
Who didn't have good style points last week that we've talked about so far?
Cincinnati.
Cincinnati didn't have good style points.
Yeah.
You think they're going to turn around? You think Luke Fickell's in these guys' ear? Why is this game so close? Why can't we get off the field on 3rd down? Why are we giving time of possession 40-20? This other team's doubling us up 40-20. I expect Cincinnati to come out on fire this week. I had them at minus 24.5. I was going to buy a 1.5 to get it to 23.
Yep.
Or, 23. And I'm putting my stamp of approval on this. This is my lock of the week. They cannot afford another performance like they did last week because there's going to be too many people talking. In the grand scheme of things, in NCAA football, when you have a subjective panel picking these teams, it really does not matter what you did. It's what you did last week, the week before.
Yep.
They care what you look like at the end of the season. Hence Ohio State making it a couple years ago when we won the national championship in 2014. We get an early loss. We come back. We look dominant the rest of the year. If Cincinnati starts slipping, starts having close games, there's going to be a big debate whether they should even be there. And they cannot let that happen. So you see big, I think they really, really put it on them, and they got
to rock. Yeah.
They don't let the gas pedal up. So Cincy, minus 24.5, buy a 1.5, get it to 23, and lock that in for your lock of the week.
Yeah, no, they're definitely were on my radar on this, and I don't know how Tulane could even, even hang with them. So they're going to win by 5 touchdowns.
Yep,
they annihilate them.
They don't have a choice, man. They really don't. All right, what's your last one for your Sizzling 6 picks of the week NCAA?
All right, I'm going with a home game again. This is a 4 p.m. game.
Okay.
Charlotte at Western Kentucky.
Going back to Western Kentucky, huh?
Going right back to Western Kentucky, man. This quarterback that we were talking off the air about Western Kentucky quarterback, Bailey Zappa. Man, this guy is a real deal. 3,000 yards passing on the year. He's tied for first for the most touchdowns in the NCAA. He's tied for second for the overall yards. This guy is accurate. He's got it going on, and they are going to absolutely destroy Charlotte. Matter of fact, I also think this might be their homecoming. That's where I'm at right now. I'm in Bowling Green, so I think Western Kentucky, it's their homecoming this week. I'm pretty sure. So I think they're going to just completely annihilate them, and I'll probably buy a 1.5. Get it down to 17, just a point. Probably get down to 17. So I take it minus 17. Nope. No, 1.5, minus 16.5. Okay. That's where I'm going to get this one. That's where I'll play it.
All right. And have you picked your lock yet, or you have a surprise for us?
That is my lock, by the way.
Lock.
That's the lock. That's the lock. Definitely the lock. Mm-hmm. Lock of the week right there.
Western Kentucky. We love picking our teams and riding with them, don't we? That's our – I love doing that too.
No, you got to find a train. You got to find a train.
Find the train.
And then this, like I said, this guy, this quarterback, man – he's the real deal. I mean, he's not a very big guy, but he moves around the pocket. He controls it. I don't think there's no way they can stop him. He's got a lot of weapons as far as his receivers. So they're all in sync, man. I watched this game last week, and they're the deal. And he made it. I remember I picked University of Texas San Antonio to beat these guys, and they did. They covered. But I watched that game, and I'm like, ooh, this quarterback's scary. And sure enough, he's the real deal. He's like right up there with all the big guys.
He really is. He's already thrown for 3,000 yards. That's great. Or 2,000 yards, excuse me. Crazy.
Yeah. I think it's 3,000.
Oh, it's 3,000. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
All right. I don't want to do this again.
You're going to do it.
I'm not doing what you think I am, though. But I'm going back to the over-under game this week because one game's really sticking out to me. And I'm not quite sure why the point total is so low. We're going to Mississippi State. They're playing Kentucky. Both teams average about 30 points a game. Both teams average about 400 yards of offense. And I like Mississippi State's coach, man. He's an offensive genius. Kentucky has looked very good against teams all year other than Georgia. They put up some points. They control the clock. And Mississippi State beat Texas A&M, who we're riding the train with now. And really, I just playing the projections. I look how many points per game they've scored. They're kind of trends. Mississippi State's looked good against everyone not named Alabama on the offensive side, and the point total's 47, Jim. That's pretty dang low between these two. And
well,
am I missing something
agree
here?
No, I think that that's a pretty good pick on the over with that being at that low at 47.
Yeah, I'll probably buy a point, get it to 20 to 46, because I can see some situation 27 to 20 is not an outrageous score in my opinion.
I mean, this game's basically a pick'em. I mean,
Yep.
Kentucky's -1. I mean, so this game's right, a pick'em. It's I mean, Mississippi State can win this game. I think Kentucky's going to win the game, but I'm with you. I think that you're looking at they're going to score over 50 points.
Yeah, 25 points each doesn't seem that crazy to me. I don't know. Especially with you have Leach there, or Leak, whatever his name is.
Leach, it's Leach. Yeah, it's Leach. But the thing about Kentucky too, they're so balanced. I mean, I think overall yardage on the year as far as passing and rushing, I mean, they're really truly balanced about what they put out.
You're right.
And so again, I think this Mississippi State's not going to keep them from scoring because of that. And Mississippi State's just going to air the ball out and just throw it all around the place.
They average 375 yards passing and 48 yards rushing.
Yeah, exactly.
That's wild. All right.
Yeah, I don't even have to look at the stat. No, that's where it goes because I know how way Leach is. He's the one that developed the air raid in Texas Tech back, so many years ago. So he's the man.
All right. So what do you say we move on to some NFL picks of the week?
Let's do it.
What's your first pick in the NFL Sizzling 6 picks of the week?
Well, I got to tell you, we'll go Sunday, 1 p.m. The Dolphins at the Bills. I like the line. It's 13.5. I'll obviously buy a 1.5. Let's see if I get down to 12. No, I'll probably just buy a point, get it under 13. So I buy a point on this game, take it from 12.5, and the Bills are going to be at home, home crowd. The Dolphins ain't going to be ready for this, and the Bills are coming off a bye week, so that's big. They're rested up, they're ready to go. And was Miami? Was it this last week when they were? Who'd Miami? Miami went on a bye week.
No, they lost to Atlanta and Jacksonville the last 2 weeks. Kept the games close, but
okay. So like I said, the Bills been on a bye week. I really like this game. Get it under 13, 12.5, and roll the Bills. I think they're going to be rested up, ready to go.
I like that pick a lot, but not one of my picks. And I'm giving another lock this week, Jim. I'm giving an NFL lock, and we're going back.
Oh, my goodness.
We're going back to Bengals land. I don't know if you've
heard. He's drinking a Kool-Aid.
Did you hear who's starting for the Jets?
No.
Me either, because that quarterback's never been named in this entire life. It's Zach Wilson's out for 6 weeks now. Their backup's coming in. Their backup after that is Joe Flacco. They just traded for Joe Flacco. I don't think it's going to be very far into this game where we see Joe Flacco, and I'm going to take my chances that the Bengals continue their hot streak and annihilate the Jets. Just a gut feeling. It's at 10. It was at 10 when I got it. I like the 10.5, but I would get it. Yep. I'd buy a 1.5 to get it to 9. And
get it at
9. I guess I'm riding the Cincinnati Kool-Aid this week.
No,
because
I tell you. Like you said, the quarterback. Who's the quarterback? We don't even know who's starting. So
no. Offensive line's atrocious. No threat of a running game. Unless I hope that they stay focused and don't have the hangover effect, but you can't really predict that. But I like the Bengals.
Don't look past them.
At this, top 10 defense, top 10 offense. Ride the wave against a backup QB.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I really, really like that pick. No, that's a good pick for sure. Without a doubt. So I'm not going to that one though. I'm staying away from that one. But I will definitely be putting money on them. That's for sure. So my next pick, I looked at this and I'm thinking, it's 4 o'clock game Sunday. The Buccaneers at the Saints. And I watched the Saints Seattle game, and I mean Jameis Winston. Oh no, he is not. He's just not it. He ain't it. Those, and then you got a backup quarterback at Geno Smith. I mean, neither one of these teams wanted to win this game. I mean, I don't know. They didn't even put any hardly points up in this thing. What was it, 13-10? Or was that whatever?
It was damn rough. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, crazy. So I'm gonna tell you what. I'm going to take the -5.5, and the Buccaneers are going to annihilate New Orleans. And I know New Orleans has a great defense, and that's about all they got. But give me Tom Brady, Buccaneers. I think they're going to destroy New Orleans.
You going to buy any points with that?
No, I'm going to leave it right where it's at.
Okay.
I think they win by more than a touchdown.
I like that. I like that a lot. Good pick. We haven't repeated anything yet, but
no,
I'm going to give you an upset pick this week. Something I've looked at many, many times going through this. And let's go to the Panthers at the Falcons. And Sam Darnold got benched last game, got pulled from the game. But if you start looking at the stats from quarterbacks against the Falcons is the perfect defense for quarterbacks to get right. So not only do I think Carolina goes on the road and covers, I think they actually win the ball game. It's been a tale of two teams with the Panthers. They won their first 3, lost their next 4. They go to Atlanta against one of the worst passing defenses in the league, and they start turning it around. Give me Carolina plus 3. I'd probably buy another point to get it to 4. I might even throw some money on them just winning this game outright. I think that's a good upset pick of the week. But Carolina plus 3.
Good deal. All right. Well, I'm going to go to my last game, and it's going to be the Monday Night Football game. The Giants. Yep, the Giants at the Chiefs. The Chiefs kind of got embarrassed here last week. They're coming home. No way do they get, they're going to blow New York out at home. I got to think, they're going to get serious. I know the spread's -9.5. It's under 10. I like that. So I'm going to leave it alone at that. And I think Kansas City just rolls.
Yeah, you're waiting.
They need to. They have to.
Everyone's waiting for their explosion, man.
Yeah, they have to. They have to roll.
Something else working in your favor is I saw today that potentially none of the people that are injured on the Giants are going to play, and their starting safety just went out with a torn ACL, Jabril Peppers.
Yeah.
So they are going to be struggling. They should have some open shots down the field and get back on track. I like that pick a lot.
Yeah.
And my last pick, I'm taking another road game. I'm going to go to the Chicago Bears, and I just think this is a matchup that does not fare well for Justin Fields. The 49ers defense is pretty damn good rushing the passer with Bosa, with Fred Warner, and Chicago cannot block anybody. The spread's -4. I'd buy 1.5 to get 2.5, but I do expect the 49ers to rebound from their atrocious game last week and, beat a Bears team who are, just on the struggle bus big time. I'm scared that they're going to ruin Justin Fields with this atrocious offensive line. Receivers aren't getting open. They're on their 3rd string running back. It's just not a good look out there in Chicago. Yeah. So give me.
Well, I mean,
go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, Andy Dalton already got hurt, so, and Fields is just running for his life.
Mm-hmm. So I really like that. Give me the 49ers, -4, buy 1.5. These picks are looking juicy this week, Jim. I'm liking this a lot,
There you have it. This is it seemed like a lot easier week. I mean, there's a lot of games that I really, really liked. Mm-hmm. So, it's really hard to pick, especially on the college side of things. But no, I feel pretty good about these picks.
Okay, so I'm going to do a quick recap of our Sizzling 6 picks of the week. We'll start with my pick, Luke. Luke and Jim both picked Pitt -9, buying 1.5 points. Cincinnati -24.5, buy 1.5 points. That's one of my lock of the weeks. Jim picked Wake Forest -17, buy a point. I have the over 47 points between UK and Mississippi State. I'm going to buy a point and get it to 46 points. Jim's lock of the week, Western Kentucky -18, buying 1.5. I have another lock of the week for myself. I went with 2 locks of the week. Cincy -10.5, buy the 1.5. Jim went Bills -13.5, buying a point. Carolina +3, buy the point. Tampa -5.5. 49ers -4, buy the 1.5. And Chiefs -9.5. All right.
All right.
Do you have,
I like it, man.
Before we get into the Spread Master and Spread Busters picks, any other extra games that you like this week?
Of course, I do like Ohio State covering big time. I think they're going to cover big time. I think that they're going to cover pretty easily. So I do like Ohio State there. I do like Cincinnati as well. I think they got to get the style points there, and they're going to absolutely destroy Tulane. I like Iowa State, -7 against West Virginia. Buy a point there, get it down to -6. That's a pretty good game I like. And I like one off the radar here, University of Texas, El Paso. They're getting 11 points against Florida Atlantic, and I think they're a way better team. I think they might even win the game outright. So
okay.
That's 6 p.m. on Saturday, UTEP at Florida Atlantic, and I think they might even win the game outright.
I like that. All right. So, how do you feel about our games of the week being Michigan versus Michigan State, and also Ohio State and Penn State? We'll keep it Big Ten centralized.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go.
Right.
The boys are ready.
The boys are ready. All right, Mr. Spread Master. Let's start off with the Ohio State and Penn State. Will Ohio State cover -18.5?
Now hopefully he's been sitting here and listening to us,
Yeah.
And because we've given him all the information, and he's on the web, so he should have all the stats and everything. All right. Yeah, here we go. So Ohio State, will they cover the -18.5 spread?
Without hesitation, yes.
Woo!
There you go.
I love
there
it.
He's all over
Get
it.
back on that.
Yeah, he's all over it, man. He's got it. He's gonna get it, man. I think he might got scared from last week, So there we go. There you have it.
He dug in too much last week, I feel like.
But he said without hesitation. He said without hesitation.
I like that, Spread Master. Mr. Spread Buster. Will Michigan cover -4 on the road in East Lansing?
Yeah, it's going to be tough. There's a good in-state rivalry right there.
I'm
so
not
Michigan
touching that game.
Oh, no way. No way. You can't take. I mean, they're both undefeated teams.
Yeah, that's a good game.
It's going to be a fight. So Michigan -4. Here we go. The Spread Buster. Signs point to yes.
Okay, Michigan
he
-4.
says that Michigan is going to cover, and that that's going to if Michigan covers or Michigan wins the game, that game's right after Thanksgiving. It is every year on a Saturday. That's going to be a heck of a Ohio State Michigan game, man.
Man, I'm loving this sheet this week, man. I love that we're both on the Pittsburgh train. We got plenty of games for you guys to pick and choose from when you're betting the NFL and college. Win you guys some money. Ride Jim's hot streak with him, man. He's hot. The fire is hot.
On fire. The fire is hot. Knocking it out.
One more thing I was going to mention to you. Within the next couple weeks, we were thinking about doing a combined show. You, me, Andy and BJ, the people I do DFS weekly with, and having a little celebration for our halfway point through the season. We'll give our picks, we'll talk FanDuel, get you interested in FanDuel a little bit, and just have a good time. What do you say about that?
Yeah, no, I'm all for it, man.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Get both audiences of both parties together.
I'd like to yeah, absolutely, and see if they have some interesting picks and
yeah. I love BJ's betting picks. He's a pretty damn good bettor too, to be honest with you. But yeah, do you have anything else to say to the fantasy football perspective audience?
No, it's just do your homework and hopefully we have another great week this week, and look forward to watching football, man. I love it. Just absolutely love it.
Makes every weekend enjoyable. But thank you all for tuning in. If we said anything during this show that you find is going to help you win some money this weekend, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Join our audience. Ask questions below. We'll be happy to answer them. As always, this is our perspectives, and I hope you all have a great night. Signing off.
Sign out.